Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back to Happy Learning. This is a first video where I'm going to officially start Angular. Before I'm having I'm thinking in this way like my audience already knows some amount of JavaScript and the basic things of a jQuery and a good amount or good knowledge on a OOPS concept and TypeScript. So this is kind of a prerequisite for this. Before starting a video, just want to let you know this video gonna be it will be from scratch. I'm not going to directly explain you what is the lazy load and all in a first go. I'll definitely explain you now a step-by-step process, but the thing is you should know at least a basic element from OOPS concepts and how we're going to utilize single-threaded languages and how we're going to use a proper way of a JavaScript in a ES6 functions or ECMAScript 6. So now it is a ECMAScript 2020, but the most probably we are going to use a ES6 itself in our application. So anyhow, that I'm going to explain in a very basic and advanced level. So let me tell you what is Angular, why we need it. Before that, I just want to show you my desktop. Isn't it cool? Okay, so I'm going to explain you in this way itself. So what is Angular? Why it is needed? We can do all the things which Angular is able to do in a JavaScript itself. We are able to connect a JavaScript HTML with the JavaScript, and we can create still we can create the websites. And the same way we can create a things like the most things called the end-to-end applications in a JavaScript and a HTML, or we can be use something else called JSP or any kind of other languages which is client oriented and a server oriented. We can use ASP.NET. But why Angular? We can do it React also. It's another level, so I'm going to explain you that also in hopefully in the next series. I'm going to explain you the React.js. So but now let's stick to Angular. What is the advanced of Angular and how is important? So let me tell you why. Angular is something which is a framework. Okay, I'll just refer you the official website of the Angular. We had something called jQuery a long way or a long year before, past 6 years before. We had something called jQuery, which was completely booming. Still lots of people still use jQuery. I don't know why, but yeah, that is a good programming language too. We'll get a lots of forum, and we'll get a lots of the libraries in a jQuery, and we'll be able to do a lots of cool stuffs like animations jQuery itself. Okay, we're able to create end-to-end applications. We can write as client scriptings and a client HTTP calls through Ajax, or a scripting, and accessing, and there are lots of stuffs can be done. Get post request, everything can be done in a jQuery also. So how it is different from Angular? Let me explain you first a basic thing of a jQuery. When jQuery came, it was not a pure singleton application. It's not going to be okay. You're not going to create a single page application in one go. That is not component based. You cannot create a MVC pattern using a jQuery. Maybe I'm not sure, but yes, you're not. But now after that something came as an AngularJS, which completely changed the way of thinking, completely changed way of you know innovating, or way of um, creating the web pages in a different go. So that came like the AngularJS 1.0 something. It was something like a booming technology at that point of time. Yeah, but it couldn't survive so far, and so even though that was a very good language, because something better came into picture. The some better frameworks kept getting into picture. The with React came. You may know what is a React and who is the owner of React. Facebook is the owner of React. So entire Facebook is developed with the React. There are lots of things which is than a React. We can use that. That gonna be a very unique series. I'm definitely explaining everything in that. But in Angular, what we going to do? What is a Angular 2.0 or 4.0? 5 or 6 7 3 is not there, because they were deprecated with some of the inside packages. And the 4 6 8 9, currently I'm going to use a 9 here. But what is that? What why we have a so many the versions in Angular? Let me explain you. So Angular is something, the framework which is going to which we will be able to create a singleton applications, or rather than getting into the the page wise applications or a different pages application. Here we're able to utilize a one refresh. I'll explain what you mean by singleton. There are lots of definitions. See guys, I just want to let you know like one thing. You may get a different kind of lecture by different people. The way of the learning or way of teaching things might be different. The way I'm going to teach, and the definitions might be different. But the core language and a core knowledge would be remain same. So that is not, nobody is going to change that. If they change, it is not tutorial. Okay. The hopefully I'm not going to give any false kind of definitions. I'm just going to explain you what I know. Since 4.4 years I'm working with Angular, and I did work with React, Vue, and all kind of frameworks. The based upon that knowledge, I'm going to explain you something which I know. Okay, in my own language, rather than sticking to some basic language or a basic definitions. So let me tell you what is singleton application. You are able to see something here, and at the same time you're able to see something here, right? When I click on it, what you're able to see, you're able to see that something got refreshed, right? So when you click on it, it is nothing got refreshed, it just changed its routing, right? This is how the single page application work, guys. Isn't it cool? I hope you're getting the point what I'm going to explain you, and what I'm explaining you. So the thing is, you need not to refresh the page to get a different set of style sheets, HTMLs, server scripts, all those things in your system, in your browser. Yeah, until and unless you don't refresh forcefully, you can directly get into resource just clicking on a click and just get into the route management. Here you're going to pass something called a parameterized route. I'm going to explain you everything, each and every details. Okay, so let me tell you what is a document. It's very cool document. I usually prefer to learn the official sites itself rather than getting into some kind of tutorials. I learned something from official websites, and I understand that first, and I'm going to explain you. So this is just an introduction to Angular. So next video we're going to create a setup, or we're going to create an environment in your desktop. So I did remove everything in my desktop. I'm going to create an environment, and after that I'm going to create a first application. Okay, so that's it for now, guys. And yeah, I'm really enjoying to teach Angular with you, or to you, in a proper way. So stay tuned for the better and a good series. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.